Why was there just 2 cars that were broken into? Not 2 cars broken into side by side. I hate that for them. Good morning, everyone. I am getting ready to go in to work. It's currently 7:30, and I have to get out of the door. So I'm gonna try to brush my teeth, and then we'll leave. Okay, it's time to go to work. I don't know if it looks like poo right now because it's so dark. So hopefully when we get into the light, it looks a lot better. It looks okay. I've never used this angle before, but the way that my new Jeep is like set up, I just know that I'm gonna hate this angle, so try not to look at my double chin. But as I was saying before my car rudely interrupted me, I never use this angle, but I've seen other people shoot in this angle before, so, and the way my car is set up, I couldn't, like, it would be so in my face if I put it on my window, if that makes sense. I film my TikToks like that. Why was there just 2 cars that were broken into? Not 2 cars broken into side by side. I hate that for them. I hate that for them. Today is Friday, January 2nd. And that means that they probably, hopefully, they had a good day yesterday celebrating the new year, because now they're gonna wake up and come out to their car that just got broken into. Wow. That is just so ugly. It's like, who wants to celebrate a new year and the year just started and then you come outside and your window's broken out? I would be beside myself. But anywho, we're on the way to work right now. If you guys are unaware, I do work as a TMS tech in a mental health office. I want to talk a little bit more about that because there's such an issue with mental health in the country, and I don't think that a lot of people are aware that they do have other options aside from medications. I want to get a little bit more into that, but it's going to take a little bit more time. Maybe I'll sit down in today's video and kind of just like debrief a little bit with you guys about what TMS is and how people qualify for it and things like that. Usually a lot of insurances cover it, but it's almost like you have to try at least 2 to 3 medications before insurance will say that like TMS is necessary. We also do Spravato in our office, and that is another form of treatment for people who struggle with depression and anxiety. But yeah, I'll dive all into that when I have a little bit more time. Right now it's 7:48. My schedule technically starts at 7:45, but there's a little bit of wiggle room there, so my first patient's at 8 a.m. I should be right on time to walk in, turn on the machine, get everything ready. And yeah, I'll show you guys all of that as much as I can. I'll show you what the machine looks like. Obviously, there's not going to be too much going on because I don't want any type of patient information, patient identifiers to be shown or anything like that. So on the TMS machine, when I first log into it, I do have to put like the passcode. I can show you guys that far because when the first screen pulls up, you have to click into the search button to actually see all of the patient's names. So I'll be able to show you before any patient stuff pops up because that's not going to be in this video today. If you guys follow other healthcare girlies and boys, you'll know that we can show very minimal. It's kind of hard to do day in the lives and like actually break it down for you guys and show you guys the programs and stuff because you can't show any patient information or anything that could identify a patient that would be at our office. So it's very tedious, very tedious. It's hard because you want to educate others, especially people who are interested in going into the same field and specialty as you, but it's a thin line and you don't want to get in trouble for like HIPAA compliances and things like that. So we're on the way there now. It's 7:50. I'll talk to you guys once I get there. Okay, so I'm pulling up to my job now. I guess this isn't too bad of a view. Girl, I thought it was gonna be all up in my face. I really risked y'all looking at my double chin for that long while I talked. You live and you learn, you live and you learn. I used to be on YouTube a lot more, and I really want to get back into it because I really enjoy it. Not only do I want to just get back into it, but I really enjoy some of my favorite YouTubers. I enjoy the way that they film and edit and their voiceovers, and it's just so therapeutic that I really want to learn how to edit my videos in a way that are just so, like, I don't know, what do I want to say? Like, it's just like seamless, if that makes sense. So I just want to get into the craft, really. We are pulling up now. And I really have to run in here because it's 7:55 and my patient's going to be here at 8. I think I'm a little bit crooked. I'm going to fix myself. Amazing. Amazing. Yes, we are here now. I have to run inside, like I said. We're gonna go ahead and go up, and I'm gonna show you guys the room, the machine, and yeah, that's really all there is to it. Your girl's already late, so let's get in there. Okay, so every morning, of course, I grab my bag, my drink, and if I brought lunch, sometimes I don't, girl. I'll be honest, most of the time I don't, but your girl did make some gumbo, and so I brought that to work with me. And I was feeling a little bit lazy today, so let's not talk about the Crocs, because if you see the markings on them, yes, I have a toddler, and yes, it happens sometimes. I actually haven't worn my Crocs in a long time, but your girl was feeling especially lazy, so they did hit my feet. But we headed up. This is the BrainsWay machine. First things first, I have to open these blinds just because I love when I get a little bit more light in my room. But yes, my TMS machine is the BrainsWay. Before it was the MagVenture. We actually just got this new BrainsWay machine just a few months ago at the end of September. I wanted to show you guys what the screen looks like when I log it all in. I do have to enter the patient's information only when they're a first-time patient. This is what the machine looks like. You have the helmet and the different portions of the machine. You can also see here that in the room we do have a wall full of animals. I love this little piece. But yeah, I usually just turn on the machine and then I will hop on my laptop and get as much computer work done as possible. This is usually like prepping for my patients, finishing any notes that I have to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, honestly. There's not much going on. It has been quite the day, let me just say. Tired, stressed, overwhelmed. I have one last patient to see. Then we're gonna get out of here and go home and yeah, rest. I'll probably debrief a little bit with you guys since I'm not really able to like talk while I'm here. So I don't know. I'll let you guys know how the day went. Right, that was a hectic day. It honestly was not that bad, but there's just, I don't know, there's a lot to do. So I don't even know. I guess let's talk about how my day went. So my day went great. It was just very busy. We have a lot more patients getting scheduled for TMS. So there's just a lot going on. I had my first patient scheduled at 8 a.m. no-show. And then I had a couple of more patients throughout the day. Excuse me. So I don't know. I was just a little bit tired. I could have slept in a little bit later had I known like that he wasn't going to show. So I got there bright and early. My next patient after that was at 9:30 a.m. And then I had a couple throughout the morning. Afternoons are usually a little bit busier for me, but yeah, I'll go ahead, I'll put a picture here of what the TMS machine looks like. As you guys could see throughout the video, it's just this big helmet. Patients usually wear this like really funky looking swimming cap that kind of has like a chin strap underneath and everything like that to hold it on their head, and then the big helmet goes on top of that. I had 2 mappings today, which essentially for mappings is you're finding the patient's motor threshold, and from that motor threshold number we take that and get your treatment range. So let's just say, for example, someone's motor threshold number, which the motor threshold is the lowest number that we get a hand reaction, if that makes sense. So usually we'll have the patient come in, we'll put the cap on them, and we'll put the actual helmet towards the back of their head, hold it down with a lot of pressure, and we're sending just 1 pulse. The 1 pulse is going to feel like it's literally somebody just tapping your head. It's not gonna shock you or anything like that. It's fairly faint, like a fairly faint feeling, especially when we're lower in terms of intensity. But so the motor threshold number is going to be the lowest number that we get a reaction from the hand. So we'll start at 50. If the hand doesn't move, we'll move it up 5 to 60. If the hand does move, then we'll move it down 5. And we'll kind of just move it up and down 5 until we get a reaction. And then we can slowly start dialing it down. So there's a whole process. I'll probably make a whole separate video. Let me know down below if you guys are interested in finding out more about TMS and the ins and the outs, because there's just so much information. But that's pretty much essentially what it is. The first visit's going to be your motor threshold. We'll find that number. We'll calculate the treatment range, and the treatment range is 80% and to 120% of that motor threshold number. So if somebody's motor threshold is 55, their treatment range is going to be 44 to 66. The treatment range is where you ideally want to be so that the treatment is being effective, basically. That's like your sweet spot for treatment. But yeah, if patients come in, which they often do, and they're a little bit more anxious about doing TMS and they're not sure how it's going to feel, like, I just really like to take it slow. I really like to explain things to them. I really like them to feel as though like they're in control, because you are. I don't want you to come sit in my chair and I do TMS and I'm just hiking up the intensity. I always tell my patients, like, if I just come in and I'm turning it up and turning it up, turning it up, I feel like that's doing more damage than good, because you're going to be uncomfortable, and if not, you're going to quit before you even finish, because you're going to be so anxious about if I'm listening to you. That's how I feel. So I really like my patients to feel very heard and understood. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I had 2 mappings today. I got them scheduled for a couple of follow-ups. The first month of treatment is 5 days per week. That's what's suggested from the FDA guidelines. And then after that first month, you're going to go down to twice per week, and it really just depends on what fits your schedule. So I have a lot of patients that work, and we do have appointments later. 5 and 5:30 are the latest times, so those usually get snagged, and or first appointment of the day is usually 8 a.m. So I'm moving around, I'm scheduling, I'm getting patients back, I'm explaining TMS to them all day. I really like my job. It's just not as like technical as I would like, especially once I'm like leaning towards nursing a little bit more, but it's great. I really like my patients. My patients are really nice. We got this new TMS machine, Brainsway, at the end of September, and we've had a couple of patients already start and everything like that. But yeah, ever since we got the machine, I've only had 2 patients so far finish, and both of those patients wrote me thank you notes for being their tech and how awesome I was as their tech, and it just like means the world to me. So I just really appreciate being here for them, like, while I can, if that makes sense. But I am rambling. I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to learn more about TMS, I am so down to let you guys know. But as for now, I will talk to you guys again in the next video. I'm really hoping to start getting videos out twice per week. So if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see, if you're in medical assistant school and you have questions, let me know. I do have a guide that I created to help other medical assistants pass their national certification exam. If you went through school to be a medical assistant but you haven't taken the national exam yet, the guide is really helpful. I'll link it down below in the description. It's only $20 and it's like 161 pages of information. I just updated it for 2026 and I had so much more information on this guide than I did my last guide that did really well and had really good reviews. So if you guys are interested, like I said, I'll drop the link in the bio. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. As for now, I'll talk to you guys again in the next video. Bye, guys.